entire world. Also, I would like to know, for Dr. Von Braun to know and his family, that the County Board of Commissioners is today preparing a picture album of all the activities that are going on here today, and we will send this to him later. And in conclusion, there have been a great many fine things said about Dr. Von Braun today, but I'd like to conclude by saying he's a heck of a nice fellow. Thank you. Dr. Von Braun.
Thank you, Mr. Record. At this time, it is my pleasure to present to you Mr. Ray Pearman, President of the Huntsville-Madison County Chamber of Commerce.
Dr. Von Braun, distinguished guests, and fellow citizens, this is a day especially set aside to honor you, Dr. Von Braun. Your Chamber of Commerce is proud of you and has been at your side every step of the way since you arrived with your team in early 1950. This town came alive and started believing that nothing was impossible when you began to unfold your plans. Your advice was followed and things were accomplished that would have been too big for a less dedicated city. Your ingenious foresight, leadership, and determination banded us together and made all of Huntsville sure that a man would land on the moon long before it sunk into the minds of some of our top national leaders. For what you have meant to the Chamber of Commerce, the Board of Directors, and all its members wish to bestow upon you a lifetime honorary membership. Wherever you go, whether it be in Seattle, Los Angeles, or New York, or New Orleans, or Bangor, Maine, this card certifies that you are a member in good standing of the Huntsville-Madison County Chamber of Commerce. Now I should like for Mrs. Von Braun to join you here at the podium, please. Let me give you this membership, sir.
Thank you very, very much.
Yes, sir. The citizens of Huntsville want Iris, Margaret, and Peter, and you to have a chance to enjoy programs of your choice when Dad is occupying the television set. This certificate is good for a color television set to be delivered to your home.
Well, thank you.
We also realize that your time is scheduled to the exact minute. So this certificate entitles you to a grandfather clock with a plaque attached to it. And two white chairs will be to grace your home, be given you to grace your home.
Thank you.
The Chamber of Commerce wishes you and your family the fullest of God's blessing as you take up your new job in Washington.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
We are honored and pleased to have with us today the Commanding General of the U.S. Army Missile Command, Major General Edward I. Donnelly, who will now speak to us. General Donnelly.
Thank you very much. Dr. Von Braun, honored guests, ladies and gentlemen. General Toftoy said many years ago in explaining Operation Paperclip that nothing creates an interest in a weapon system more than to find it in use by the other side. And of course, when Dr. Von Braun came to the United States with his team under Operation Paperclip, under General Toftoy's direction, it was planned that this extraordinary team of scientists would concentrate on weapons. They dabbled in space a little on the side. Well, as we well know, weapons that they did, but more than dabble in space, they had their sights set on the moon. The remainder of history is well known, and the Army lost a very fine team when NASA took over the Von Braun group. We wanted to participate in this tribute to Dr. Von Braun today and give him something of a special reminder of his association with the Army. We thought of maybe a Redstone missile, but didn't know how you'd get it to Alexandria. We thought maybe a life-size replica of Explorer 1, but we know that your memories will keep that in your mind for many, many years throughout your life. Even one suggestion was to give you the water tank across the street from your headquarters that you've been trying to get rid of for 20 years. We didn't want to take that from Dr. Reese, however, thought maybe he could use it. We finally decided that the best we could do would be a memo that is a portrait of a fine soldier, a great leader, and a person that you've knew for many, many years. It's a pleasure, on behalf of your thousands of civilian and military friends, to present you with a portrait of General Holger N. Toftoy. You and your family, the best of luck. The best of luck, Mr. Van Brown. No. Good luck to you and your family, Doctor. Mrs. Toftoy.
At that time, it was a great pleasure for me to present Mr. Louis Salmon, President of the Huntsville Industrial Expansion Committee, who has an important announcement for us. Louis Salmon.
Dr. Von Braun and distinguished guests. Dr. Von Braun, your many contributions to Huntsville and this community are legion. Through your inspirational and dynamic leadership, you have afforded to us the opportunity to develop a tremendous sense of pride and to witness our little town become the present-day vibrant, progressive city that it is. Your efforts and interest in our community are varied and many. There is one area, however, which is significantly outstanding, and that is your interest in higher education. You have diligently and enthusiastically supported higher education for this area. It is therefore only fitting and proper that we at this time recognize your efforts in a way that will perhaps best express our appreciation. I am pleased to announce that sufficient funds have been raised to provide in your name perpetual scholarships on an annual basis for both the University of Alabama at Huntsville and for Alabama A&M. Deserving students at these two great institutions of higher learning will continually benefit from these scholarships. God bless you, sir.
Wonderful thing. We'll do it again. Thank you. Thank you, Louis. At this time, we are honored to have a former commanding general of the Army Ballistic Missile Command, Major General John Bruce Medeiros, retired, who flew up today from Florida for this occasion. General Medeiros.
Thank you, Dr. Von Braun, Governor Brewer. Only a minute in this kind of weather, although I could talk for a couple of hours. This man that Huntsville is losing is not lost to the country, and I think it's a real great thing that somebody had sense enough to put him someplace where he can sell something. It's needed selling for several years, and I think maybe he can do the job and get us back in the space business if he is turned loose to do a little, to make a little use of this dynamic and imaginative personality that has led so many people into so many productive directions. Many of us have had the pleasure of associating closely with him. Many of the military have, and of others. I count him, I hope, one of my best friends. But I want to leave you with just this idea. He's a very fine Christian. He is a very constructively imaginative individual.